Hi everyone, welcome back to Rocksteady. Tracy here, and this is kind of day 2 of my journey with actinic keratosis. And so yesterday I did start my cream, which is called Effudix. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it, but when I spoke to my sister, that's the one that she gets given. So part of me now thinks, oh, I've seen how it affects her skin, and if I've got that face on my nose, it's not going to be a pleasant journey, but that's one of the reasons I wanted to show it. Because, well, I guess I've always been the sort of person that grasps the metal, you know, that is first in line to get a jab at school, you know, when you had all those nasty injections. I've always been that kind of person that wants to get stuff over with and not let it swamp me, but put it out there. So that's kind of the way I've always been. And I do understand that this might get quite awful, but at the same time I think it's important. And I've had a lot of messages from my subscribers over on my other channel, which is my main channel. It's called Crochet Rocks. If you want to learn to crochet, by the way, you know, just saying. Lots of people have been messaging me, and I've been kind of enthused by the amount of support and love that I get, which, look, it's a great community, and you know, that's the way they are. But the other thing is just how many it's affected. How many people said they've had a dry scaly patch that they've been ignoring, and they won't be ignoring it now, and they're going to do the journey with me. People saying how many they've had removed, or how many their husbands have had removed, or it's a lot more common than I imagined, which is also quite comforting, that, you know, that maybe it's no massive deal. I mean, I find it's a massive deal because of where it is rather than what it is. You know, it isn't a cancer, but it can lead to it if it's left alone. So had it been on my shoulder, had it been under my neckline, then I would still not like it to be there. But the fact that it's right on the end of my nose, you know, it couldn't have been in a more prominent place, because it's the center of your face, and when you meet people, it's going to be like eyes will focus in on it. I've been hiding it with concealer and powder and all sorts, but it is kind of visible when you get up close and personal. It's that kind of, you can see like an oval there. It's more red normally, but let's get to applying this. Now, every time I open it, there's a blob sticking out, and it is too much, that blob. It really is a tiny area, so it doesn't need a humongous amount. So doing it on camera, I'm a bit conscious of the fact that I don't want to get it in the wrong place, so I am going to use a mirror to apply it. And you know, there's all these like things you wonder about, and you think, well, what if I go over the area that's affected? It's going to have the inflammatory response in the wrong place, surely. And how will I know? And, you know, I guess the proof is in the pudding, as they say, is how it's going to look when you do it. But I have to say that since I've been doing, see, it's a bit more red now. Since I've been doing this, this is only day 2 after all, it has become a little sore already. And there were times when I felt like it was itchy beforehand, a little bit itchy, a little bit sore. I had a bit of a at the end there at one point, but then I think I caught it with my fingernails, so that didn't help. But you know, when you sometimes catch your skin with your own fingernails, not that they are, you know, talons, but I did actually catch it, and I thought that may be why it was a little bit painful that day. But last night I felt like, you know, when you get accidentally stung by somebody's cigarette or something like that, and you've got that little ouch kind of tightness. That's how it sort of felt. Like I had a stinging kind of little burn, but it wasn't enough to write home about. You know, it wouldn't have kept me awake. And I just sat there last night after I'd done all this, and I was watching TV, and I thought, I wonder how painful this is going to get. I wonder if I'll be able to sleep. I wonder whether it's going to just sting like crazy all the time. And I don't know is the answer. And I think that fear of the unknown is worse than anything else. You don't have a doctor on hand to talk to. I think I've done all the area. So that's applied for today. I have to do this twice a day. So I will do this in the evening. When I woke up this morning, I almost forgot about it. Just briefly, and it wasn't until I suddenly thought, oh, I've got to put that cream on, and I'm terrible for remembering my medication. So I'm hoping that doing this with you guys is one of the things that's going to make me kind of remember. I've got this, you know, I don't know why, when things are bad I remember them, and then when you feel a bit better I forget them. You know that you have to finish a course of antibiotics. I'm one of those people that once they start feeling better forget to take the rest of the antibiotics, which can then bring it back. I'm one of those people that, you know, I've got an inhaler that's a combined one, and you're meant to do it twice a day. Oh, the times I just think, oh, it's a couple of days and I haven't done it, because it works, and then you kind of forget. So doing this is going to remind me that I need to do it. And honestly, how can you forget it? I don't know if I can anyway. But I'm babbling. Yeah, I've got this holiday coming up, and as soon as the doctor told me the first week you probably won't notice a great deal of difference until it's gone and your skin gets this inflammatory response. You won't necessarily notice anything different, anything changing. So then I thought, that's great, because when I get that inflammatory response and it looks horrible, that's when we're away. Now, it's not like we're getting on a flight and we're going anywhere that's hot and sunny. We are getting in the car and we're driving to Devon and to Dorset sort of area, you know. And it was not Dorset, it's Weymouth. But we're driving and we're amongst this country, you know. So there's this part of me that doesn't want to go, because it's going to be the worst possible time in its journey. So I don't know whether to go or not. And I don't want to disappoint Gary, but he says he doesn't mind. Although, you know, and there's this part of me that wants to go because it's a nice trip, but at the same time, a nice trip that will be marred by this thing. And plus, I'm now paranoid about sitting in the sun. Now, my sister, all before I had any of this, said to me that it's because of this. It's not now. It's the sun damage that happened when I was young. So, and again, the doctor said that it's the skin's memory, and it's because you know, when you were young, you didn't have the protection, and it's the exposure, the times you got burned. It's the damage caused by that. Part of me thinks, how do you know that? That's poppycock. You know, that's what I feel, because now, at this time in history, we have the worst depletion of the ozone layer. So the sun is at its more deadly. And yes, we did have exposure. Yes, we've all seen those people sitting under those lights looking at their skin damage that's not visible by the naked eye, but oh my God, with those lights on, it looks disgusting. We've all seen it, those horrible sun damage marks that everybody seems to have. If that's the case, we're all done for then, because we've all got that. And I can't see that. I can't get my head around the fact that what's happening now is cause and effect from something that happened when I was in my teens or 20s. How can that possibly be? I don't get it. You know, why didn't it happen then? And why is it happening now? Maybe it's something to do with as you get older and your body stops kind of, you know what I mean, don't replace its cells so often and doesn't renew. But then I've had messages, lots of messages from everybody, people in their 30s, so that doesn't apply. So I don't understand how damage from years ago when I was young, or when I was running around with no clothes on, you know, on holiday, never getting any factor. You know, I mean, when I was a child, you know, that's what people did when I was a child. And I honestly cannot see how that can be causing this now. It doesn't make any sense when you've got now, especially in countries like Australia, where it's so much more prevalent because of the sun and the you know, it is relentless, the sun there. And they have the highest amounts of skin cancers. So this isn't a cancer. This is something that's hopefully preventing a future skin cancer. But I still can't get my head around the fact that they believe this is because of something that happened all that time ago. I don't think that. So part of me thinks, don't go out in the sun anymore, you know. Stay away from that yellow ball. We all like to see it, and supposedly vitamin D does us good, but you know, and I slather on the factor. I always have, ever since the 80s. I've been putting on the Piz Buin and other brands that are less likely to cause me irritation, and I've always had the higher factors. Then I taper it down, you know, once you've got a little bit of melanin come out. Yes, I have sunbathed in my life, but I'm not really a sun worshipper. I'm very fair skinned. I'm usually, I'm blondish now, but I was a redhead. So the sun does not like me. It causes freckles and them to become very, very prominent and bright. So I've always been, slather it on. Let's not become ultra freckly. So, you know, I've always been that way. So I'm a person who has protected their skin more than some. And yet, there it is. I don't know. Anyway, enough babbling on for one day. It is a bit of a psychological kind of hit, though. And it does kind of sap the mood and cause the anxieties and the fear of the unknown and everything else. So I try my best not to be so downbeat or dwell on it and make light of it, but that doesn't mean I don't think and I don't feel and I don't feel the fear. I do. I just try my hardest not to give into it, and I've always used humour as a way of kind of combating stuff like that. So if I ever seem to you like I'm treating this in some kind of flippant way, I'm not. It's just my mechanism for dealing with stuff. Anyway, that's for today. Not really much in the way has changed on it, but then I'm not expecting it to for a little while. We'll see tonight if it starts to feel a little bit more stingy. I'll let you know. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.